Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Before we go any further, just a few things as I always do. Firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. We are growing very beautifully and it's been stuck for so long, so I'm so grateful that it's finally got going. And I've got you to thank for that. So thank you so much. For those who've been with me since the beginning, I know your names well now. And I thank you so much for all your support. But those new people on board, welcome. I hope you enjoy it as much as the people who've been here the whole time do. The second thing I just want to say thank you to all the beautiful people who wrote to me yesterday about the oracle cards that I was trying to get. I didn't quite expect the response I got, so thank you. I'm going to write back to each and every one of you individually because it was so beautiful that you all offered to do that for me. I want to thank Chris for stepping forward and saying that that they would go out and order them and organise it all for me. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't think this has ever happened to me before because usually I can order my own stuff. But when it came up and said not available in Australia, I was like, what? Who doesn't post to another country at this time? But anyway, thanks, Chris. I'm really very grateful for you offering to do that for me. Okay, so into my own stuff. I have an intermediate class Saturday week, so it's only a week away now. I have a few spots left. If you're interested in joining me for the intermediate class, please step forward. That class will go for 3 hours. For my time will be a Saturday morning, 9 till 12 p.m, which I feel for many of you, like in the States, it will be Friday night. You would need to have a basic understanding of the tarot before you do this, but if you're comfortable with that, then we'll be reading for each other. We'll be doing some exercises to get your intuition up before we start. So we have a lot of fun with these classes. I don't make them that strict, but I get good feedback on them, which is really good. Secondly, Linda and I have a platform event on Zoom. And that is this Saturday fortnight, the 25th of September. We still have some tickets left there, and you will get a reading. We do some mediumship and some psychic readings, so come along for that if you want to join us. I am closing off the competition on my Facebook page today to announce a winner, so if you haven't joined or entered into that, there are a few questions that you need to answer in order to be eligible. So that is up on my Facebook page at the Aussie Goddess. And lastly, just to let you know, I now have a calendar on Zoom. A calendar on my with Zoom on my site now, so you can book your own readings. I'm learning very quickly with that because I got booked out for today and didn't leave any breaks in between, which I think is quite funny. Sometimes I do things and I think, oh my goodness, you just don't think things through as well as you should. So I've gone in and put buffers between the appointments now, so I'm learning very quickly. I've been doing it myself for the last, several years, so I haven't really thought about that. But anyway, all right, we're going to use the Tarot of the Divine. Yes, Tarot of the Divine for your What's Cracking reading this morning, and let's get into it. That's a lot of blurbing on for a day. Oh boy, I think it's this lockdown thing. I felt yesterday so hemmed in. I really have got a little bit of cabin fever, and you can talk to people all over the place, but you can't really have sort of that getting together like you normally do. So it's been quite tedious, I want to say. All right. Hopefully we're coming out of it soon. Okay, we're starting off with the Magician. There are cards that I love to start a reading with, and the Magician is always one of them for me. Number one, it's like the Fool. It's the beginning of a brand new journey. But the Magician for me, it sort of shows that the majority of you out there and whoever I'm reading for actually may doubt yourself a little bit sometimes, and I guess we all do to a certain degree, but I feel like sometimes we don't feel we can accomplish our heart's desire or what really is in our heart to bring to us. And when the magician comes up, it says to me that I need to say to you, actually, you have everything you need. Because I feel like sometimes we do this thing where we think, I'd go for that. A good example, you know, you're going for a job and it has, we would like somebody that has A, B, C, D, E. And you look at the job and you think, well, I have A, B, C, D, but I haven't really done E before, so I won't go for that job. And I feel like sometimes, you know, we probably underestimate our own qualities and our own passions and what we can do, and we tend to sort of play up what we can't do. When I see the magician, I feel like I need to say to you, there is something coming forward for you where you're going to have to stand there and say to yourself, do I have what it takes to do this? And I want to say to you, the universe is saying, go for it. It's yours. Go for it. You have everything you need here with the magician. All right, so there is something coming through because you've got a message coming through here, possibly from a Leo, Sag or Aries, but certainly from someone who's very passionate. We have both the Page and the Knight here, and for me that's a lot of passion in 2 cards. There is somebody really racing in here to make some sort of offer to you with the magician. You've manifested something here. You've manifested something very, very, I want to say, close to your heart. So it could be a relationship, it could be the ideal job, it may just be an invite somewhere to, I'm just feeling here that you may have finally got into that club, or you might finally got into that group that you've been trying to get into. You may have finally got into a university degree that you've been trying to get into. Whatever this is here, you've got communication coming in. And I would say this is really good with the Page and the Knight both coming through. But we do have the 5 of Pentacles here. So again, there is this energy, the Lovers is here. So it's very possible we could be talking about a romantic offer. Now, what this feels to me, you know, when you have that little bit of a crush on someone and you want to be with them, you look at them, every time you look at them and you feel like this real rush of euphoria, joy, whatever you'd like to call it, and you think, I'd just like to be with that person. But they would never look at me. They wouldn't look at me. Why would they look at me? They're far too good. I'm just getting a song coming through my head at the moment that I really like. I'll see if I can remember what it is. You know, you're too hot for me. And I feel like here, again with this Magician card, the 5 of Pentacles sort of gives me this energy if you cannot reach what you want because you don't believe you can have that. And I see this here and I think this is that feeling of sort of missing something that you've never had and wanting or desiring it, but feeling like you'll never get close to that, it will never be available to you. And then I have the Lovers card coming here. So I almost feel like the universe is saying, hey, the Sun's here as well. This is meant for you. This is yours. If you want it, go for it. But we're probably going to hold back. Now, I always believe that the universe will never hold back from you what is meant for you. So ask yourself what you've got to lose, because that's the way I think that we have to do it sometimes. You know, at the very most or least, you know, if somebody says no or they're not interested, at least you know then, and you can let it go and move on. It may hurt a little bit, but it will sting more if you don't do it. It will always sting more if you don't do it, because you're going to beat yourself up and say to yourself, you should have done it, you had the opportunity, you're going to procrastinate, you're going to overthink it. And all it really took was you saying something to find out. Not every time will we get the yes we want, but at the end of the day, at least it takes that stress off you and you don't have to worry, you know where you stand. But I feel like here with the Lovers card, the universe is saying you actually have everything you need here. You need to step forward because the Sun is here, which sort of says to me there's a lot of happiness here. Okay, and the Ace of Swords behind that. What beautiful energy. Oh my goodness, that really makes me feel really warm, especially with the Lovers card here. I feel like there's something waiting for you here, just waiting for you to step forward, making that choice to just go after something that makes you feel so good. But when the sword comes, Ace of Swords comes in there, it sort of makes me feel like, and this is your truth, this is what you're meant to be doing, this is the direction you're supposed to be going in. But it's almost like you're standing back from this, wondering if it's the direction you should be going in. All right. I'm sure it's a little bit different for each and every one of you. You know, I just want to say something too. Somebody said to me yesterday on a comment, you know, this is not my reading. And I went to this place where I was like, beautiful, I'm glad people are getting that, because sometimes people put really negative things on up and things that you wonder why people would bother doing it, because it's obviously and clearly not their reading, but they'll still comment on it. And when this person put that up, and I want to say thank you for that, because it gave me that ultimate hanged man moment where you go, okay, that was really nicely said, and I'm glad people are using their intuition, because I think it's really important to recognize when a reading is not for you. And then I thought about it, and I thought, you know, people like me, I've been told things for probably 20 years, down to fine detail, and I know that they are true and that they have happened, but they haven't eventuated. I'm still in the process of that happening. So maybe I've slowed that down, because like that magician card, I've questioned my own abilities. But at the end of the day, a tarot reading can be a future reading. It doesn't have to apply to you right here in the moment. It could be something that's gone, something that's currently happening, or something in the future. So never discount it. If it doesn't feel like you're reading because it's talking, say, about being married and you're not married, then it may not be your reading, but you could still take it with a grain of salt, because it may be that it's going to apply to you in another year's time. I get it a little bit on TikTok too, where people ask a question after I've just done a reading for someone else, and I'm like, this reading is possibly for you if you've just found it. So if you're pulling something out and you're watching something and it sounds like you, it most likely is applied to you, and it's no coincidence you have found it in that moment. So yeah, it takes a little bit of sort of opening up to possibilities and opportunities. What I do have here though is the Two of Cups. After sort of seeing the Lover's card in that reading, I'm feeling like this is a very significant relationship, or a very significant connection for you here, with the Two of Cups and the Lover's card coming out in the same reading. Okay, let's keep going. Six of Cups, Two of Cups, wow. Very potent energy. With the Page of Cups, you've got someone who feels the same way about you, and the Justice card is just validating the Magician for me. This is what I said when I felt the Magician. I was like, this is meant for you. And the Justice card here is telling me that you are absolutely 100% on the right track with this person. It is meant for you. I know sometimes we question that though, especially if we look at someone and we feel somehow that they're, you know, in some way, shape or form, you know, out of our league. All right, let's say out of our league. And you need to question yourself, why do you think a person's out of your league? Because that is really the question ultimately. Why do you think that way? I mean, we've all done it over life. This person is too good looking for me. They are far more intelligent than me. You know, they're more financially secure than I am, whatever it is. There's always this energy that you will look at something at some stage in your life. I look at it every time I look at Tom Hiddleston. I'm like, okay, famous actor, incredibly drawn to him like millions of other women, but you know that you're never going to attain that. Why? We never crossed paths anywhere. I suppose I could write to him, it probably would get lost in the fan mail. So I know that that one is never going to be possible for me. But I feel like whoever this person is that I'm reading for here, whoever you're looking at or whoever you're desiring, is meant for you. So don't give up on it too easily. This is beautiful energy here. Four of Cups coming through. You're definitely scared of rejection here, but then you have, for someone, you've manifested this. You've asked the universe for this, and the universe is saying, here it is, go for it. And for some reason here, you are getting confused by the fact that now you have the opportunity. You're questioning it, is it right for me? And I will say, what have you got to lose? I probably should write that letter to Tom Hiddleston. But what have you got to lose here? Because somehow or another here, this is telling me that you need to move away from these old ways of thinking. And we've had a lot of those this week around limited thinking, cyclic thinking, all of those things. And we're definitely working on them with the universe. It's coming out in all of the moon readings, everything at the moment, that we're working on these limiting beliefs. And that is a limiting belief. Now, it might be the only one you have. It might be in amongst a bundle of limiting beliefs you have about yourself. But this one here, the universe is trying to show you that actually you've manifested what you want here. Go after it. You've been asking for this love offer. I feel like this person may offer you. I feel like this person feels the same way about you. And that may prove to you then, that this person is meant for you here. But you're so sort of locked into this sort of energy of anxiety about this, but it's causing you more stress, not taking action, I want to say. All right, let's have a look. So I have the Magician. So for me, the universe is saying here, if you want this, go after it. I feel like this person is coming towards you anyway. So you'll be proved that you are on the right track. I feel like somehow or another you feel really sad because you feel like you've either missed out on this person, they're too good for you. And it's Amy Shark that I was thinking of with the whole Stand Up song. Have a look for that. Because it talks about her being in love with a guy and she sees him all the time and she always thinks he's way too hot for her. And I think, I love that song, but it's a really cool song. I feel like there's a great deal of happiness here, but because we've got the Ace of Swords here, I'm immediately drawn to this idea that the universe has put this on your path for you because it's your right to have with the Ace of Swords. It's part of your truth, part of your journey, part of your understanding. So it's quite interesting here that you are backing off, wondering if you're good enough for this person or if they're too good for you, whatever you see it as. And that may come in a million different shapes and ways of being or thoughts or whatever you're doing, but at the end of the day you're doubting that you have what it takes. All right, we have the Hierophant coming through, the King of Pentacles. You're going to marry this person. You're going to marry this person. And I see again the card of self-sabotage, which has been coming out for a lot lately. That's Seven of Swords. This energy of sort of killing something before it's even had a chance to play out. But see, this card here, the High Priestess, sort of null and voids this a little bit, being a major arcana. So this says to me, you need to trust your own inner voice here, your higher self, your God. Whatever your higher energy is for you, you need to trust that here. And you need to override this energy of wanting to run or wanting to give it away. This is a big one. Even I relate to the running away from things. Absolutely. It's something we do when we're scared of being hurt or we fear abandonment. We will often sort of snap something on the head and go rather than get hurt by it. So it's something that a lot of us have to learn here. But in this particular scenario, I feel like whoever I'm talking to here, your limiting belief here is that you do not deserve this. All right. Let's see what's going on with an oracle card. That one wants to come out. Oh. I'm just funny this morning. I'm in a funny place. You are entering a deeply emotional time in which you ponder the deeper spiritual questions of life. This is a time of self-discovery that deepens your connection to Mother Earth, your friends and family. At times your emotions may overflow, but this is a good thing, for these precious moments bring a great gift of healing. So I feel like somehow or another this is going to heal a part of you as well. So, it may be that you're, going to go after an offer. Maybe you're going to make the first move. Maybe this person's going to ask you. But whatever it is, you're going to realize that all that worry and stress wasn't worth it. If you'd have done it in the first place, you wouldn't have had to deal with all that worry and stress. But I feel like more than that, this is a real big healing for you here. It's almost healing that part of you that doesn't believe in yourself. Very beautiful energy. Have a wonderful day.